Do you think the NA scene is lacking compared to the EU or Brazil scene?
Well, I think the biggest thing, yes, in a certain sense. Like, it's not necessarily like mechanical skill, in my opinion. Like, I've played against a lot of the top players from NIP and Fnatic and the Brazilians for long. I've been playing Fallen since like 2008. Never been like scared of getting outshot or outskilled or whatever. It's just like teams, like how your team makeup is. And I think what's really special about like the Brazilians right now is they were like actually really poor when they came to like North America, like individually, except like one of their players. I think is Taco's like dad is like one of the. I don't know. I don't want to give out his personal info on the stream, but that's supposedly something that's really wealthy. But not necessarily that they're all poor, but they came together and like they really had this like unified team mentality. And they came here in North America, and they kind of showed North America there's no excuse, and they're super hungry. So I think it really just comes down to teamwork. I used to 1v1 the Europeans all the time when we were there at boot camp, and I could handle a lot of those guys, Stewie, Shroud, all these guys. We could tear apart these guys one-on-one. It's more about, and obviously they're good players, I'm not saying that. They could beat us just as much. It really comes down to teamwork and stuff, and I think there's just like a stigma about NA players being worse, and it actually bled into a lot of the pros just being like, oh, maybe there is something wrong. It's almost like when you get insecure about something and you don't know what you're insecure about, and you just start breeding that mentality. It happens with teams a lot. So, I don't know, like even Liquid, I feel like the simple fact that they had Simple playing with them at the major, and they just kind of were playing a little loose, they competed. It was like us over last summer when we were in Europe with Sean Garris and Freakazoid roster. Like, we were just in Europe for 3 months, so I think it gave us like, oh, okay, we're in Europe. We should just play as good as all these teams, and we kind of just got into the vibe of playing them. And I think when you play those guys all the time, you kind of put yourself on their even keel. But we kind of sometimes feel like we're on our own island over here. So everyone's like, oh, NA, 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 and it's like, well, we don't even really care about the NA scene, but all the fans kind of do this like NA versus Euro thing. So it just ends up becoming like a fanfare thing. Just like you saw, I don't know if everyone watched my vlog on YouTube, everyone thinks there's all this like rivalry, but like when I go hang out at LAN, it's like the Fnatic guys, the VP guys, the NIP guys, all these guys I've known for years, and we're all friends, and obviously we want to beat each other in game, but it really, like I said, just comes down to team and creating the best team. I think NA could do it, is my point, I guess. That's all I need to say.
Let's go NA. Do you see value in LAN centers, and do you see them as a viable pathway to a career in esports?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I wish there was more places like GameSync in San Diego, because these are the type of places I think that, first of all, show you like a first-hand look at other people playing the game. You network with other people playing, so you can start teams. Socializing is a big part for me of how I got here, because if you're too introverted and playing by yourself all the time, you just don't have the ability to network as fast. I feel like with my personality, the one benefit was I just kept kind of meeting people and playing with each other, with different players from different teams, and I felt like I climbed the ranks pretty quick. Obviously, I had a good amount of skill for my age. I was like 14, and I was really getting up to like the invite low pro level, but I was playing all the time and playing with everyone from the local scene. So places like GameSync are awesome. I think playing with people on LAN, improving your communication, getting comfortable with people watching you is really important, because like everyone's like, I'm going to my first LAN, I'm really nervous. I'm like, I mean, who really cares? Like, it's like, if you just play, if you win, you win. Obviously, you want people to think you're good, but it's all about getting to 16 first. And I remember as a young kid, that was like the best advice someone told me. I played with a guy named Wilson. I don't know if anyone knows, he's that old school, but he was on like my first invite team. So just get first to 16, who cares about your score? And it kind of just put me in this bubble, and I'd play, I'm like, alright, let's get to 16, let's get to 16. And sometimes on LAN you got a shitty score, and sometimes you're doing well if your team wins. So you kind of get in that mentality. So I think playing on LAN, back to your question, gets you like okay with just like, kills the nerves, because there's so many people who are like, you play against them online, you're like, this person's insane, like they're gonna join Cloud9 next year. And then they go to tournaments and they just crumble, or they don't know how to play, or they play too safe, and they don't realize what was making them play good online is that they're super loose and super comfy. So LAN environment's key for many reasons.
Very cool. Are the rumors true about Slimmy becoming the coach?
I don't know. To be honest, that's kind of what we're on break right now. So we asked him, because he himself kind of came to us and was like, he's like, hey guys, I love to compete and I want to play, but I do feel like he felt like he was a little just a step behind, I guess, with some of like the mechanical skills. And he's like one of the best teammates you could have. Like easily, whenever we have a strat session when he join the team, like he'll wake up in the morning and he'll just come to me with like 3 new ideas about something. I saw a team do this. He's watching other teams, gathering what the top teams are doing, like always having feedback. If he ever makes a mistake, he's the first one to say it. So it's like you'd love to have someone like Slummy on the team, and he's someone who like I would love to have a coach. It's just up if he wants to coach. Like he might just want to go compete or start a new team or still play with us. So we're trying to figure out, because he wants to feel confident in his position on the team. And you know, we're not going to just sit here as a professional team. Like when you get on a team like C9, you're not like, as players, you're not actively like managing the roster as much as you would on like a lower friend team. It's like, because there's contracts, and we can't just go like, people always talk about us recruiting like Tarek or something like Zeus from Navi or these players. Like it's not like we can go recruit them. You have to pay like $100,000 fee to just recruit these guys from their sponsors. So it's like you have to try to make things work first. And so we're not sure. Actually, it's kind of up to him. And that's all I guess all I can say. I probably said too much.
That's good. All right.